Welcome to the Muxall Open IoT channel. I am your host, Michael Crane. Alrighty, well, it's the next day. It was after 5 o'clock and this thing was still kind of tacky. So I decided just to wait till the next day, but as you can see, it looks pretty good. It's nice and dry, hard, everything laid down nicely. So now I'm just gonna, I'll take a pair of scissors and cut, all the stuff off that I can with the scissors. And then where it overlaps, well, then I'll take a Dremel tool and some sandpaper and trim it back to its original shape. So, like I said, I'm not going to bore you with this, so I'll be right back. Oh, I thought I'd give you a little update. So, I was using the scissors for a bit, but I found my my little side cutters right here does a much better job. These are my good ones. My junky ones are out in the shop. So I might go out there to finish this up, but even I was thinking maybe even a pair of nail clippers, if you have some like this would work pretty good, because these work pretty good, really. We're trimming it down, as you can see. I don't know if you can see, my hand might be in the way. But yeah, it's like trimming a big fingernail. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I can get that pretty close with these guys right here, and then just smooth the edges with a sandpaper, and I think that'll be great. Anyway, I'll be back. All right, so there you have it. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. I used some 80 grit and then finished it up some 320. I didn't sand this too much. I didn't want to sand all the I didn't want to get down into the fibers. I wanted to leave a nice layer of epoxy over it. Yeah, it looks very nice. It's going to be nice and sturdy. I did notice I got a little bit, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got a little bit of epoxy down in here. And when I was test fitting this fitting, I noticed that it doesn't quite fit. So I'm going to have to get in there and try to clean some of that epoxy out so we can get this guy in there. But I thought about just it's real close. I could probably force it in there, but this plastic is so brittle and I don't want to mess it up. So I think I'll just, you can't even tell with your finger that it's in there, but I'll go ahead and just clean that up a little bit. So we can get this bearing in there nicely, and we'll start assembling it. Okay, well, I got everything cleaned up. I got this thing where it'll fit very nicely in there. I wanted it tight because you don't want this thing slapping around in there. I don't know what RPMs it's turning, but I'm sure if it had any slop in it, it would not be good. So yeah, look at that. That looks beautiful. So this is going to work. I'm sure work great. So now it's just a matter of assembling it. So I did a little cleaning. I think I'm going to clean this up a tad more. I noticed, you can see, I don't know how much longer this plastic is going to last. You can see right here, it's got little cracks in it. And that's not from me. That was just from, you can tell the cracks are old. They've got a yellow, I don't know what that is, tarnish coming out of it. Yeah, that looks like it's actually at a line where it was, you can see where it was manufactured. Might be like 2 halves like that or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to clean it up a little bit, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy. I think what I'm going to do is if I put all this together and it works, I'll probably order for sure another one of these and maybe even a backup one of these if I can get one. I don't really know. I'm not even sure if the company that makes this is still around. Yeah, I was trying to think if there was anything I could put on that would strengthen it up and yeah, I don't think I'll mess with it. Like I said, it didn't go all the way through, but I'm sure it is not going to help with the longevity of this part. So yeah, darn it. But you know, it happens, right? But I guess we'll just start putting it together now. If I can remember how it goes together. Let's see, where's our other piece? Oh, here it is. So, oh, yeah, I was going to clean it too. Hold on. If you're wondering about these alcohol prep pads that I'm using to clean with, I did not buy them during the pandemic. I've had these around for a while. I use quite a few of them, and I buy them by the case. So yeah, I'm not taking away from the people that actually use them for what they're supposed to be used for, and that's cleaning a prep site for a needle. But it works pretty good for this too. Yeah, I think if this company's still in business, I think for sure I'll order another one of these and another one of these, and I don't know how much longer that part's going to last. But this will at least be good. It should get me going. And, you know, if it lasts, you know, until I get the other parts in, that's great. Hopefully there's nothing else wrong with this unit. I noticed it was very slow to heat up. I mean, this thing should be able to do lead-free parts. I was having a hard time having it heat up just regular lead-based or solder that has lead in it. I don't want to call it lead-based, but you know, the regular solder instead of the lead-free stuff. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, well that looks pretty good. Let's see, clean this guy up a bit. I'm just getting all the dust and dirt and oils from my hand and everything else off of it. Of course, I'm still touching it with my hand, but all right. Let's see. How does this thing go back together? Throw all this stuff out. Let's see. This goes on here like that, and this goes like that, and this goes like that, maybe. The mirrors, that thing look a little crooked. Okay, I'll very carefully tighten this thing up. Yeah, look at how that screw's going in there. That's a bit how you doing, isn't it? I don't remember. Did it pull off like that? I guess it did. Whoops. Well, this whole thing's a bit how you doing, isn't it? There you go. Does that look lined up? Yeah, this thing is. This whole thing is a bit. I wonder how they align these things in the factory. That and the screw's not in real straight, so it's you know, the washer is holding it on this side, but not this side as much. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Okay, so let's see. That's how it's going to go on there. I mean, this washer just barely fits in here, so it must just pull out. It's not pushing in any. I didn't really look at it that close when we disassembled it, but yeah. Okay. Well, this is nice here. This will help align the diaphragm up. All right. I think I'll give that a clean real quick too. We don't want any air leaks with any of this stuff. And go ahead and give this another wipe. You know, looking at this, I think I have this upside down. You can see the ridge right here. And as that probably wouldn't really hurt anything, I think I'll go ahead and disassemble it and flip that guy around. I'll be right back. So I did have a thought about lining this thing up. I wonder if I should put this guy on here and then I'll line them up. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see, which way does this thing go? Something like that, right? Well, this is... Man, this thing is kind of weird to put together. And take apart, for that matter. So I guess I have to push that bearing on while assembling. I tell you, this thing needs a little re-engineering, I think. This thing's kind of... Alright, well, yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to put the plunger on, or the crank, whatever you want to call this thing, and then put the bearing on it and try to line everything. I guess that's how that's going to work. Let's see, something like, hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so we got something like that. And then we want the flat side. I'll just go ahead and put the flat side up. I don't know if you can see it. There's a flat side on the shaft for the set screw. Make sure it's going facing up. And kind of press everything on as it's going on. Yeah. I'm sure if you've done a bunch of these, it probably gets a little easier. Alright, well, that looked okay. Kind of snapped in there. Pull this guy up. Try not to break them. Whoop. I don't see the flat side. Ah! Wow. All right, well, yeah, well, dang nabbit. I guess it twisted when I... Oh, there it is. Sorry, I was looking. There's a hole on the other side. This is the only side that's threaded. Okay, I see. I think I just messed it up by Whoops. Oh, hold on. I get it? There it is. Okay. Now let me pull this guy on a little bit. Let's see. Maybe I should tighten that set screw up, huh? Let's see. One of the things I didn't do is I didn't measure how much of that shaft was poking out. So, I don't think it was poking out as far as it is now, so. But I think, you know, looking at this guy, I don't know if you can see it, but maybe if we can just get it square in this hole right here, that would be, oh yeah, see, that looks pretty good right there. You see what I'm talking about? This thing, you know, that actually looks really good right there. Maybe I should tighten this set screw up so it doesn't move. Alright, go ahead and seat this guy on there a little better. Well, looks pretty good. Let's see, how's it looking here. It looks like it needs to go. I probably pulled it a little bit, seating that. I think I'll go ahead and finish seating it, then unscrew this and see if we can push it back just a tad. Because I think this will go in a little bit further. I don't want to break it. I don't know, it feels like it's seated, although it doesn't really look like it. Yeah, when I had it with my thumbs, I could just push it in there. I thought I'm almost positive it was flatter. But it sure doesn't seem like it wants to go in there anymore, so I don't want to. I don't know, it looks pretty, I don't want to say flush, but it looks, it's probably okay. It's definitely not going to fall off. It's hard enough to just get it together, right? Oh, I don't know. That looks pretty good. What do you think? Yeah? There's a little bit of play in that. I guess it's in the bearing. I don't remember that shaft sticking out that far, but I don't know, maybe it wasn't. We didn't actually check the alignment right, so maybe it wasn't aligned to begin with. Like I said, this thing looks like someone's had a go at repairing it. Tighten that guy up. I think we're going to call this good. It looks like it can still go back a little bit further, but and I could probably get out. I was trying to save my calipers and I said, oh, why not? I don't know, it's got a little bit, I think it needs to go back a little bit. This is one of those cases where measuring is causing it to move anyway. So yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna mess with it. We'll eyeball it, but it does look like it needs to go back. I don't know. Geez, I'd hate to push it. I think I'm gonna just call that good. I don't want to move it any closer to this plate right here. And I'm almost positive there was not that much of the shaft sticking out, so I think we're okay. Okay. Let's see, make sure we get the right side on this. Well, that looks pretty good. You can kind of see You can see where this part is right here. This is kind of like performing surgery, isn't it? I guess we'll know if it's gonna work or not, right? Let's see, which way is the front? This is the front. Is this thing even keyed? I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Make sure that thing is sit down in there. All right. It does feel like it's gonna push down inside this thing a little bit. I hope we get this alignment right. This thing's gonna make one kind of racket if it doesn't. If it's not aligned properly. Okay. I guess there's just a little check valve in there. It says vacuum V and P. I don't know if you guys can see it. Probably not. All right. Now, I'm not going to tighten this up. I'm just snugging it up to hold it in place. I can get these others in here. Yeah, even these screws go in a bit wanky. Well, there you go. I don't hear anything hitting, so I guess we're okay. Okay. Yeah, look at these screws. They don't even feel like they're lined up right. I mean, I'm pretty sure this thing's square. I'll loosen it up just a tad. I don't know, that's oh well. Watching me tighten screws up. Yeah, so I'm gonna do like a cross pattern on it. I can feel it pulling down. I don't want it to pinch that diaphragm and have it and cut it. I don't know if that's possible or not. Yeah, there you have it. That's the pump. Let's see if I can feel anything. Yeah, a little bit. I'm sure it's going to work a whole lot better now. 2 layers of fiberglass on there. Yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? All right. Now that we've got everything put together here, let's get this thing assembled. I didn't mark which way was front or back on this when we pulled it apart. And the only thing really distinguishing it are these holes right here. I'm guessing that's for air intake and... Well, no, I don't know what it's for, to be honest with you. But I do kind of remember it had more dirt towards the front than it did the back. So there you have it. And I could probably look it up on the video, but I don't think it really matters. So yeah, I'm not sure what these holes right there are for. Cooling, maybe? I don't know. Maybe that is air intake for this cooling right here, right? So okay. So let's see here. Oh, first I've got to. All right, we're not ready for the case yet, are we? We need to put this pump back on here, don't we? So let's see here. It goes like this. I remember, and we have to Put these little pieces on here, these isolation pads. And I remember we were missing one of these washers right here. Yeah, let me see if I can find one of these real quick. We'll go ahead and put that back together the correct way, right? Okie dokie. I didn't have the exact same size, but I have this little brass washer here. It's pretty close. So, you guys see that? All right, so let's see, we need to pop these guys in here. The dreaded screwdriver. I should probably know better than to be using this thing. There we go. Okay. Let's see, we need one of these metal inserts. All right. And we'll do this guy. Well, he went in a lot easier. And a metal insert, if I can find it. Hold on. Okay, I've got all 4 of them in there with the metal inserts. And we'll just pop it right on here. Whoops. Oh, I thought I heard one come off. No. All right, very good. Can you see down in there? So now, I'm guessing this is probably why they didn't want to mess with this one, because it's probably not going to be real easy to get that nut on there with that motor, but I'm going to give it the old college try. And I think what I'll do is I'll probably use my long pliers like this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, let's see if I can do it while shooting a video. I'm just going to get it off in there and whoops. Well, let's try that one more time. I might have to get down there and be one with it, which means you probably won't be able to see me doing it. Yeah, it'd be nice if that was just a regular screw, then I could just tighten it up from the outside. I'm not sure why they designed it like this, where it's built into the... Okay, I'll be back. Okay, after tinkering with it for a bit, I got the nut on there, and did you see what I did? I forgot the washer. Okay, so now I have to take the nut back off and put the washer on. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, got it on there. I'm going to head and tighten it up. I just use these to tighten it up with. And it wasn't really too bad the second time. Now, as I figured out how to do it, which is just basically setting the nut on top of there with this and then just kind of, gently turning it until it threaded on there. So it wasn't really too bad. These guys right here, I'm just going to put in my nut driver like this. Oh, okay. So when that doesn't work, this is where you take a little bit of Vaseline, just a tiny bit, just enough to make that nut stay in there while I'm threading it on. Let me go get it. Okay, here's my Good Sense petroleum jelly. I was looking at the date code. I bet you that's 2001, 02. I don't know what that is. 02. Yeah. Can't read the 44. Anyway. Anyway, yeah, this isn't something that is sanitary. I use it for all kinds of projects. And as you can see, it has dirt in it. I don't remember what I was using it for. The Vaseline comes in very, very handy. And you would be surprised. It definitely helps when you're tightening rubber components up. It helps binding. Yeah, see? There we go. Let's see if you guys... Anyway, whoop, you probably can't see it. You see it down in there? Probably not. Anyway, that's nothing really to look at. Oh, tighten it up. And oh, and of course I forgot to put the I think I'm just going to go ahead and put the washers back on all these, so I don't keep forgetting them. Look at that. Yeah, see, pulled it right out. And I'll go ahead and stick the washer on there. This will probably be harder than nut. No, it actually popped right on there. How about that? And I don't know if can you guys see down in there? Probably not. It's there we go. It's kind of catching on that one nut a little bit. Yeah, it kind of catches on that screw that's holding the pump in place. There we go. Look at that. Just like a new one. Excellent. Okay. Let's see here. We need to, so this is the back. Here's the front. Of course, this thing sits like this, right? And so we need to put the hoses on. But first I need to connect these electrical connectors right here. And I didn't show this on the video. I went ahead and, I put some super glue on it, but it didn't work. So I was going to say, if it doesn't work, the next thing I was going to do is I'll get some hot melt glue and we'll glue it down so it doesn't try to pull out. And this thing is keyed, so what? Oh, sorry, wrong one. Gotta put it. I wondered why that wire wasn't long enough. I was going, what's going on with this thing? Okay, so this is the motor control, and it has a hole in the PCB that holds it. This clip didn't break. This one, I tried super gluing it. Apparently, it didn't work. I tell you, super glue is a funny thing. It you know, if you get too much on there, it doesn't work at all, which is so odd. But anyway, it doesn't matter. If we pull this apart again, I'll probably maybe I'll order one of those connectors. I don't know. The hot melt glue will work just fine. Okay, so this goes to the back, and let's see, how was that routed? Looks like it was routed. Let's see. Whoop. Wasn't routed around like that. Ah, that looks right. Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm following the bends of these wires. And it looks like it was coming around and down because this goes about right there. So, and we'll go ahead and put his connector on. And if you want to see what I'm doing there, see it's got this little key. Oh, that doesn't actually go in there. It goes in the PCB hole right there. So there you go. Okay. Oh, I need to put some hot melt on here. Let me go get it. So while that hot melt glue was warming up, I thought I would take a look at this. This is a pressure valve. I guess it's to adjust. I was kind of looking at it in the manual when I was doing the review video, which will come out after this video, and where I'm just reviewing all the stuff, or looking at it anyway. And I don't know if you can see, You see through that hole? Yeah, so you can kind of see the yellow of the hot melt gun. So if I turn this, it doesn't do anything. So yeah, this is pretty pointless. That's not going to do anything, and I don't know. I thought about maybe taking it apart and seeing if there's anything I could do to fix it, but I don't know. We'll see. Pulling this faceplate off is a lot easier. We'll go ahead and get this put back together, and we'll look at this later if we need to, right? So, okay. Let's see, is this thing... Oh, excuse the reach. Uh-oh, ruh-roh. Let's see, is this thing heated up yet? Yeah, it feels like it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm just gonna put... I think I'll just put a dab right here. All right. That should be good for keeping it held in there okay. It's right on that little pin. Probably be pretty good. One thing that's nice about hot melt, if you don't know, is it has a pretty good lasting power. It's not very weather tolerant, but inside an enclosure like this, it'll last for a long time, and it's removable. You can kind of pry it off there, so you have to be careful if you put it on any traces. You could pry the trace up. So you have to be kind of careful with it, but it's pretty good, and it's used quite a bit in electronics. So okay, let me put away that hot melt gun. I'll be right back. Okay, I think we're ready for assembly. This ought to be a little bit tricky, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Try to do this without breaking anything else. So it goes like this, and yeah, let's go ahead and hook this up. This is the output. So that's this guy right here, and this is, oh, we've got these two guys up here. It's the power switch. Okay, and then this comes down, around, and down and around, maybe. Something like that, right? That look about the way it was. I haven't looked at the video, but I'm thinking it was something like that. The hoses are kind of permanently bent in that shape, so I'm guessing that's about right. So now I'm just going to take this whole unit and slide it carefully back into this guy. So something like that. Let me flip this guy around. How did I slide that in there? I don't remember. I don't think it'll go. Yeah, no, it's too wide for that. It has to go like this. Yeah, something like that. And this comes up. Yeah, I disconnect all the connectors and just connect them in later, but after breaking that one, I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to try that again. Let's see. We need to get, there we go, got the bottom started. Whoop. Let's see, can you guys see what I'm doing? Okay. And this goes, let me turn this on so we can see what's going on. Yeah, so this is a, that's a slot for the PCB. All right, that's sliding in there. So now this whole thing should just kind of slide in there nice and easy. You don't want to break anything. we go. Now it's coming out the other side. Excellent. And ta-da! There we go. Okay. And so now I'm just going to try and figure out, I don't guess it really matters if, well, this definitely needs to go in all the way. So, there we go. And I'm looking at this hole right here. I'm trying to get them lined up. And let's see, there's just not a lot of stuff. Oh, just not a lot of stuff to grab onto here. There we go. Okay. Let's look in the back. Now, I see marks all the way to right there. I don't know, was that flushed up? Do you guys remember? I don't remember. Let's see. I mean, it won't matter if it is. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. Well, that fits pretty nice. And you know, we don't want that IEC connector or these to really hit anything. It doesn't look like it will. Maybe I'll move it up just a little bit. But we definitely want to keep enough room for those hoses because we don't want those to pinch. So I'll just move it right there. I don't know, it's got a ground on this and a ground on this. I'm going to move it where it's flush. They both kind of touch. I know the screws kind of will help, but I think that would be better. Let's see. Can you see what I'm doing? There we go. So now, row. How come this isn't row? Well, bummer. How come this? I can't get that wire. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it must have been caught on something. Okay, let's see here. We want to turn it this away. Yeah, and slide it down. I know you guys probably can't see what I'm doing, can you? So this little nut, or sorry, the top of the bolt slides into this groove right here, which is slotted just wide enough for that nut to slide in and keep it from turning. Okay, well, oops, oh, there it goes, coming out the front. Hold on, I'm gonna have to get down there and be one with it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and just pulled this thing apart. It was becoming a pain. And let's see, can we get it in there now? Yeah, there we go. Okay, very good. And while we're at it, we might as well do the other one. Okay. Get him down in there. All right, I'll put this washer on here. And I do believe the first nut was probably to hold the plate on. The second one was to hold the wires. Okay. Make sure this thing's in here straight and flush. All right, that looks good. Okay, I found a wrench for it. It's 11/32. Now, since this is aluminum, we don't want to tighten it up too tight. That might be, yeah, it looks okay. All right, I'll go ahead and put these guys on. There we go. Where's that other nut? Anyway, I'll put that nut on. I'll be right back. Okay, got those grounds on there. These two are tight. Go ahead and make sure that everything looks okay here. Yeah, I don't see it really touching anything. Uh-oh. No, everything. I thought for a second this pedal was going to hit this ground nut, but it doesn't. It fits right on there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the screws in this back plate right here, and I'll be back. Alrighty, so she's all buttoned up. Excellent. And I'm looking at this right here. This looks like it had a screw in it. Are we missing something? I don't think so. Yeah, I'll have to go back to the video and look at it and make sure we're not forgetting anything there. But okay, so this faceplate is ready to go. It's just a matter of putting it on there and tightening it up. And since it's kind of interesting, since it has this bezel right here, it looks like it's got a bunch of screws that's supposed to go in it, but really there's only 4 because it's got this bezel. So, oh, okay, and the bezel actually has little guides that go on some of the top and the bottom middle screw holes. So we gotta line those guys up. And whoop. I know you can't see what I'm doing here, but you kind of get the idea. Here, I can turn it sideways, maybe you'll be able to see. Oh, there we go. Okay. And just kind of get that in there like that. And sometimes you almost need a third hand for this. Now when you're putting stuff like this together, you snug it and then back it off 1/4 to 1/2. And be real careful with this aluminum. It's real easy to strip out. And you don't want to get it cross-threaded, or if it feels kind of tough, yeah, just don't force it, because you'll strip it out in a heartbeat. Snug and back it off. The reason why you back it off is so you can move the piece around while getting the rest of the screws in. Then once you get all the screws in, since this is the last one, I can go ahead and just tighten this guy, right? And we'll go ahead and do the cross pattern. That's a good habit to get into. I probably should have cleaned this thing before putting it back together, but that'll come. If this works, I'll clean it up for my buddy. Well, there we go. Okay, let me go get the stuff and we'll give this thing a try. Okay, well, I haven't tried it yet. It's plugged in. I went ahead and plugged the foot pedal back into it. And let's see, let's turn it on. Okay. It's got an E1 error. I have no idea what that means. I'm guessing it's complaining it doesn't have a probes plugged in. And yeah, let's just see what it does. Wow. That's not good. Huh. Did I mess up the vacuum and the pressure? It's showing pressure. Oh, sure enough. Man, does it run better though. Whew. Did you see that? Okay, well, looking at their little symbols right here, this looks like it's going in, this looks like it's coming out, and I'm pretty sure I read this is supposed to be on the output. And I'm surprised. I thought that filter was for the input. I guess it's for the output. That's interesting. Anyway, I'll go ahead and take this apart again. And first I'm going to unplug it before I take it apart. And anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take it apart and flip those hoses around. It should be easy enough. I'll be right back. Yeah, sure enough. So I guess that Visi filter, or whatever they called the thing, goes on the output. I'll go figure. I would have never guessed that. So, okay, well, oh. Let's see, okay, so this goes on the output. This guy goes on the input, if I can get to it. All right, oh, sorry, you probably couldn't see. I was kind of getting in the way there, wasn't I? Okay, all right, well, I went ahead and flipped them around. Go ahead and put this thing back together. I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and got that thing bolted, that faceplate bolted back in. Go ahead and plug in the power. And let's say we try that again. I don't know, it's kind of upside down. I don't know. If I lift it like this, it kind of pinches, so maybe that'd be all right. So let's see, what did the spec say? So we need about 20, I need to get to about 20 inches of mercury. So yeah, let's see what happens. Not quite. We're close, but not quite there. We're getting about 15, 16, 17, 18, about 18 inches. Of course, we don't know how good that thing is. It's 2 days older than dirt. But it's probably a perfect thing to test this thing with. So it's interesting that actually explains why this VisiFlight, I don't know what it is. Anyway, why this air filter is on the outside and the other. I was wondering why it had an air filter for one on the suction side on the inside instead of the outside, because I was thinking, man, you'd have to change that thing all the time. But I guess since it's on the output, it doesn't need to be changed as much as the input, and so it's set up like this. All right, let me get something done solder. Alrighty. So I need to replace this pin right here. I clipped it off, and anyway, long story short, this is part of a header. I'm just gonna go ahead and replace every one of these pins, so I need to desolder them. And so let's turn this baby on. I don't remember what I had it set at. Okay, so it's using, can you see that? Okay, yeah. So it's on probe 1, it's set on Fahrenheit. We'll go ahead and set it on Celsius. And I don't remember what I had it set to. I think I had it cranked up real high. Because I couldn't get it to work. And then it seemed like it wasn't even melting the solder. But I brought my little gun out here. I don't know if it's going to be able to. Uh, 255. That's in Fahrenheit. I'm trying to change it to, it just says haul, whatever that means. I don't know. I'd have to get the instructions out. I don't know why it won't let me change it to Celsius. Piece of junk. Anyway, well, I don't know if it's going to work very good anyway. Yeah, who knows? Yep. Well, anyway, so 315C is probably pretty high. That's okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens. And it's still not working. It yeah. Let me check the vacuum on it, right? Well, that seems to be okay. I mean, I would think this thing would be going, and I don't hear anything. And let me unplug it from here. Yeah, see, it's kind of, I mean, vacuum's definitely better. As you saw when we first started this video, it wasn't doing anything. Don't forget, you can support the Muxall Open IoT channel by donation using a credit card and PayPal, or by purchasing products at the Muxall store. Details and links are in the description under this video. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up, that helps, and hit the subscribe button, that really helps. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the comments under this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.